Hello, and welcome to Luna's Literary Corner. On this channel, I talk about books, grammar, and other literary avenues. Today, I'll be recapping the books I read in February. First, I just want to say I'm sorry for the late video. I did have it planned to come out on the 5th or 6th of this month, but because of things going on at home and work, I wasn't able to do my normal recording. However, I do have it out now. Next week, hopefully, I can have my book trailer out for Again But Better. So I began the year off strong with the books I read in January, and I believe I continued on that boost with the books I read in February. This month, I read more books than listed on my Goodreads, but these deal with more professional development or cookbooks I skim through for recipes. Because of that, there will be some books I won't be covering in this video. That's probably going to continue happening each month as I get closer to applying for teaching jobs. I'm going to be reading more professional development books. And those aren't ones I can really give a strong opinion on because at this point in time, I don't know how helpful or useful those books would be. So just be aware, you might see something show up on my Goodreads that I don't cover in these videos, and that's just because I really don't know how to word my thoughts or opinions on these books. I'm also trying something new with the graphics in this video, as I want to add more movement. So if there's something you like or don't like, just let me know. I'm always looking for improvement, whether it be in how I write the videos or how I edit the videos or what you see on the screen before you. With that out of the way, let's jump to the list. A Simple Favor by Darcy Bell follows blogger Stephanie as she searches for her missing friend, Emily. Along the way, she discovers that she doesn't know her friend as well as she thought she did. So I decided to read this book after I saw the movie featuring Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick. I really enjoyed the movie, and so I was genuinely excited to read the book. However, the interesting thing is that the book I did not enjoy as much as the movie. Now, sometimes this happens because the movie is able to show you certain things that the book is unable to, but this actually was kind of the opposite effect. In the book, you're able to see the story from the perspective of Stephanie, Emily, and Sean. You're able to get the perspective of all three of them. And the thing is, sure, that's fine, but sometimes it ruins the overall effect that the movie was able to provide. I will say the movie and book did make a couple of decisions that I really did like. So, in the book, as I mentioned before, Stephanie is a blogger. She has a mommy blog. Well, in the movie, it's updated to be a vlog. She has her own website and she posts videos of herself, making meals and just talking to other moms. And I like that adaptation. The blogging section of the book was actually my favorite sections because this is what an actual viewer of this mystery, as if this was we were really living this, would see. And I enjoyed those sections. But then when you get into the chapters where you look more into the characters' minds, it kind of loses me because sometimes these characters aren't the most enjoyable. Like I mentioned, the main characters we have are Stephanie, Emily, and Emily's husband, Sean. So we get to see what is going on through all of these different characters' perspectives throughout the entire course of the story, as well as their past, which is very important because this story hinges on secrets. Whether it is Stephanie's secret, Emily's secret, or Sean's secret, it hinges on those secrets. So when the secrets are revealed about halfway through the novel or a little bit past the halfway point, the story loses its momentum. And again, that's where the movie kind of shines in the sense that some of those secrets are still up for interpretation. You never get a confirmed answer on some of those things. So again, I liked the movie. I really did. The book was all right. Overall, I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie is one of the most talked about Christie novels, and I'm finally reading it. Well, I finally read it. Once again, Christie's famous detective Poirot finds himself involved in a mystery that seems impossible. With 13 possible suspects, Poirot must work through the mystery surrounding everyone on the train before he can solve the case. So I really enjoyed this. It had a very intricate plot, and I was constantly trying to guess who it was who killed the victim. It had me constantly guessing who it could be. However, as sometimes the issue with some of Christie's novels, because of the large cast, I easily lost track of who was who. It didn't help that I was listening to it on audiobook, so while the person reading the book had accents for each of the different characters, the names of them just flew right over my head. I have no clue who they were most of the time. I kept having to refer back to the Wikipedia page just to make sure I was able to follow along. Although there was that detriment, I did still enjoy it. It was still a fun mystery to read. I immediately checked out a couple versions of this story on DVD just to see how it was put onto the screen, so I'll be watching that soon. Overall, I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory follows a scenario that many who read romance novels or, in my case, fan fiction, have seen before. What happens when two high-powered people get stuck on an elevator together? Well, in this case, they bond over cheese and champagne and agree to fake date each other for a wedding. But what happens when feelings begin to develop? This romance novel looks at this scenario as we follow Alexa and Drew on their adventures. So, I don't really read romance novels. Now, I read fan fiction, and a lot of the fan fiction I read does have a romance perspective. But at the same time, I read Harry Potter fanfiction, Naruto fanfiction, a lot of kind of fandoms that are more action based than romance based. And that's usually what I like about it. I like the more action centered stories. So I have read a few young adult romance novels, but at the same time, there's always something else that takes precedence. It may be this novel focuses more on the main character growing as a person as they go through high school, and then as a side point, oh, they have a boyfriend or girlfriend. So this is really my first adult romance novel that I finished. One of my favorite things about this novel is how it is told from both characters' perspective rather than just the one character. By doing this, it makes it so the audience can get a fuller picture of the story, and it shows just how horrible they are at communication. Just like with any other romance situation like this, everything could have been solved if they just sat down and talked out their feelings. But no, this is a romance novel. So, of course. But I did enjoy reading it, especially because of those different perspectives. Although this isn't a story that I would read again in the future, if I ever need to read a romance novel, I definitely will come back to this author. So for my reading challenge, I had to choose a novel that featured an interracial romance, and this one fit the bill pretty well considering the suggestions from Goodreads. Overall, I give this a 3 out of 5 stars. Little Moments of Love by Katana is another collection of comics from a creator that I came across online. So, based on the title, it follows the relationship of the artist and her boyfriend, then boyfriend, now fiance, as they kind of go through different moments of life. And it is so adorable. I chose to read this because of Valentine's Day, and now that I'm actually in a relationship during this time frame, I found a lot more things adorable than I did when I was single. It's amazing how that happens. But I've come across this artist before online and on webtoons, and I've always enjoyed looking at the comics. And so being able to see all of it together, I was able to find so many comics that I enjoyed. Again, my review for this one is pretty short because that's all I can really say. It was adorable and relatable, and I hope everyone gives it a shot. Overall, I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. Okay, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I'm sorry this video is later than planned, but it's also not the latest I've posted a video, so small victories. I have been listening to more audiobooks recently, so if you have a favorite narrator or audiobook, please let me know. I discovered that nonfiction books are really the best for me because I still haven't found the best way to listen to audiobooks and fully focus. Even when I picked up an audiobook of one of my favorite stories, unfortunately the narrator's voice was just too annoying for me, and I had to give up after I think 3 minutes. So, that was a failure. Again, I'm always interested in learning more about other people's thoughts on books and authors. So if you have read any of the books I read in February or have any recommendations, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, I'm always accepting of any book suggestions. Bye and have a wonderful day.